is just after sunrise on day 134. You can see the sun just peeking up over the mountains. I just left a few minutes ago from Kinsman Notch, and I have a really early start this morning because today is going to be tough. If yesterday was like an appetizer for the whites, today is the real thing. Two of my friends up ahead. I'm going from Kinsman Notch to Franconia Notch today. It's like 16 miles, 16 and a half. And one of them said it took them around 11 hours. The other one said it took 13. And both of them are pretty strong hikers. So it is going to be a tough day. Typically 16 and a half miles would take me something a little less than 8 hours. So I want to make sure I finished in daylight. So it's pretty big, I think, rocky day. Going over Wolf Mountain to start, and then north and south Kinsman, and then finally down into Franconia Notch. And as steep as this is and as rocky as this is, I think this is the easy part. So it should be an interesting day. I'm about 2.5 hours into the day, and this is the spur trail to the top of Wolf Mountain. Oh, there's the trail. I was trying to figure out where the trail was. But the trail notes say that trail there, a couple 100-yard trail, leads to a partially obscured view. Anything that says partially obscured at this point in my hike needs to be closer than 200 yards. So I think hopefully I've got some better views ahead of me today. A little bit of everything today, including mud. That's the trail right there. Not too bad. Try to navigate around it. I was anticipating tough trail, but not tons of mud. All right, I'll figure a way around this, or at least not get too muddy. Here, check this out. Trying to find a way through the mud. Let's see, about halfway up my pole. Don't want to step there. There you go. I was going to go that way too. All right, we'll try over there. Got to get just to there. Funny. Looks like there should be a moose. No moose. Oh well. Still following, I think it's called Eliza Brook and Waterfall. There, this goes right alongside it for a mile. This is Harrington Pond. I'm just about a mile from the top of South Kinsman. There's a glider up there. I think that's South Kinsman there. Just got about a mile to go, but in the trail notes it describes Harrington Pond here as really more of a deep swamp, and this is the trail. My brand new shoes aren't so new anymore, so I would say yes. It's a deep swamp. Got to navigate around the edge of it here. It's a pretty deep swamp though, in the sense that it's a beautiful deep swamp. And there are some boards along here, but a lot of them are submerged, and so you can't really tell if you step on one like that if the board is going to sink. I think I'm getting semi-close to the top of South Kinsman. It's getting really steep anyway. It's really hard to describe the trail. It's steep and rocky, but it's just a little more of both than we've ever had before. And you add in the mud, and then at times it was in a stream bed going somewhere up there. It came from down there, and just a couple hundred yards back I ran into another northbounder who goes by the name of No Hitch, who is from the same town as me, and I hadn't seen him, geez, probably since Southern Virginia. So it's crazy how you sort of fall in and out with different people. I think it's that way. So chatted with him for a little bit. We're both from sort of the southeast, so we were comparing Hurricane Dorian notes halfway up South Kinsman in New Hampshire. It's funny. This came from down there. There's, I think, Harrington Pond, where I just was like half an hour ago. And still on my way up South Kinsman. Got to be getting close though. Can't see too much up above me. Still on my way up South Kinsman. I had to put my poles away. It's really become a rock climb. There's that Harrington Pond, otherwise known as the swamp. There you can see all the way down to Lincoln, where we're staying. The big hotel with the red roof, I think, is called the Riverwalk or something like that. And there's Loon Mountain Ski Area. And I came from somewhere back over there. Still got a couple tenths to go. Finally crested South Kinsman. I think in the distance there is Franconia Ridge, which is tomorrow. So now I'm on to North Kinsman. Hopefully I I don't go down too much before I have to go back up North Kinsman. Be nice if that was it right there, but I doubt it. This is the first hut that I've come across in the Whites. Lonesome Lake Hut, I think it's called.
Here in the winter, and you've been having enough trouble.
So if you've got a Lonesome Lake Hut, you've got to have a Lonesome Lake, right? There's Lonesome Lake. It's Labor Day weekend, so things are really busy. There's probably 40 people around the hut, either inside or outside. And tomorrow, hopefully, my plan is go up from Franconia Notch, hike 13 miles up to Galehead Hut. So I'll be sleeping in one of the huts tomorrow. So I'll shoot video when I do that and get a little more look at what the huts are all about. But you got bunk room, bathrooms. They do dinner and breakfast. You know, pretty basic. I don't think there's any electricity or there is running water, but no hot water. Nothing to charge or like devices type of thing. I just got about another mile and a half to the Franconia Notch trailhead. And that'll wrap up my first really full day in the Whites. It's hard to describe the trail. This is actually the first little bit of what most people would consider trail. First little bit of it today. Everything else has been super steep ups, super steep downs, mud. Put my poles away a couple times to climb up or down. Nothing that I haven't seen before, but just way more of it and way more sustained. I think it's going to end up being like a 17-mile day, and it feels like about 27. So they say, you know, in the Whites, you know, if you're averaging 20 miles, then you probably are going to be doing 10 in the Whites. So if you're averaging 20 mile days before, you know, you got here, then you're gonna probably cut it back because of the intensity by 50%. And you know, you don't really believe it until you get here. And it's just very rugged. Beautiful views, great scenery, you know, amazing vistas, but it is sort of rugged and relentless, I think I would say, but fun at the same time. But 17 today is probably my limit. It's all going to be, I think, mostly shorter days after this. The 17 was really dictated by, you know, the first road crossing. So that'll do it for day 134. First big day in the Whites. I forgot there's one other thing that seems to be new with hiking in the Whites. There's a trail there, and that is, there's no bridges. They don't believe in bridges across the creeks or rivers. Fortunately, they're all really low, so it's pretty easy rock hopping so far, but it just occurred to me, I haven't seen a bridge in at least a day and a half. I've seen plenty of creeks.